So today we have Kelsie Jones with Cutting Edge Realty, and we have
Cutting Edge Realtors.
Yeah, you need to start over.
Cutting Edge Realtors. Anyway, we have her energetic friend here, her magnetic friend, Foxy Roxy. She's with us. She's joining us today. And we're here to have a good conversation about the real estate industry down in Colorado Springs, what you have going on and how long you've been in real estate, et cetera. And then we want to talk about, how you fit into the equation here, the wild card. I'm going to refer to you as the wild card. And you just confirmed that, by the way.
Wait, you're not actually recording. This is just practice, right?
Keeping that in
No, we're all on. We're all on. So Kelsie.
I actually don't, but...
We talked about this a little earlier, but you used to be in the origination side.
Yeah.
So you have a good foundation or a good, strong understanding of loans, how to structure loans, the process of loans, et cetera. Tell us a little bit about that and how that plays a role in being a real estate agent.
Yeah, so it was about 10 years ago that I got started on the lending side. And I think that's actually a key piece that a lot of agents are missing, because I've had so many people pre-qualified with a lender. Yeah. We start looking, they want to adjust their budget, and their lender's like, nope, this is a hard line. This is what we can't do that. And if you can have a little bit of knowledge about the lending side and know people's products, know what different people offer, you can switch up what they're working with. And so, hey, someone can't do this for you, or all of a sudden they had a big expense come through. They don't have the money that they thought they had for down payment. Maybe we need a down payment assistant program. Yeah. Who has that? Yeah. I think having that knowledge instead of just being like, okay, yep, well, maybe we'll try again next year. Yeah. I think if you can navigate that, that's a really cool piece to have as an agent. So I feel like that's been really beneficial for me in my experience.
Yeah. And then also, understanding how income is calculated. To make sure that LO understands how to calculate income. Totally. And then, on FHA loans, for example, I can run that back-end DTI all the way up to 55% on an FHA loan. So having that understanding from a realtor side, can assist you in maybe helping them get qualified for a higher sales price. Like, hey, LO, are you doing this? Or which way are we going? Are you going FHA, conventional? How are you running this file? Right. How are you calculating that overtime? Right. Blah, blah, blah. You can kind of dive into that. So
yeah, I've even had VA people that were using their VA loan. Yeah. They didn't have as much eligibility as they thought. They were planning on using rental income that they weren't able to use. Ended up switching to a different program, which that's going to be a rare case, but actually made sense in that circumstance. And having a loan officer that knows how to navigate that versus just, oh, no, we can't do this. I think that's like a crucial part of real estate.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I can see how that helps you, be as successful as you are in the real estate side, right?
Right, and just working together too. Like keeping me up to date on what programs you have. Hey, I have a new 100% loan to value program. Awesome, great to know about that. And you keeping me updated and us being able to work together on that, I think that's huge.
Being in the Springs, you're in a hot real estate market, right? And I think a lot of these first-time home buyers feel or think they need to save money for a down payment. Absolutely. So they're holding off. But in reality, I have the 100%. I have a really good 100% purchase product, right? I think it's the nation's best 100% purchase product. It's not the HUD or what's the Chaffa deal, right? So I think I have the best 100% purchase product. But let's talk about if we see lower rates in the spring or the summer. Yeah. Do you see the real estate market in the springs picking up at that point?
Yeah, I think that's something we have to be really careful about. Realtor.com actually just came out with an article last week. My whole industry is freaking out about it because it listed the top real estate markets in the nation for 2025. Number one was Colorado Springs with expected sales to go up 13 to 27%. So it's going to be hot. We have 5 huge military installations in Colorado Springs. So no matter what the country is doing, Colorado Springs is always going to be a little bit different because no matter what, every 2 years, people are in and out.
And the DOD, we have so much.
And we have Space Force now. Yeah. So it is a different market, but I'm seeing since August, I've seen house prices plummet. they have really gone down. It's
cooled off.
I've been working with a lot of buyers. A lot of people have a lot more buying power right now. I'm getting seller concessions. I'm coming in low on my offers. And so we're getting people into houses. Here's what I'm nervous about though. When and if those interest rates drop even just a little bit, I do expect house prices to go back up.
Right.
So personally, what I'm kind of looking forward to and hoping I see is stability with our rates.
Yeah.
I think people are holding back because buyer sentiment is low. They're nervous with these up and down rates every few months. They don't know what's going to happen in the market, how things are turning, and that's going to hold people back from buying. I think once rates stabilize, I think people are going to start buying more, and then house prices might go back up.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit, it's always that crystal ball that we all want to have, that waiting game of, is it the perfect time to buy? But I always feel like we can refi.
Yeah.
If rates drop, we can refi. You can't change house prices.
It's really tough to time the market.
It is tough, and you can miss out.
It's impossible to time the market.
Yeah.
Foxy Roxy, how do you keep Kelsie moving forward and her on track? Tell us.
Okay.
What's the business plan for that?
Let me just take my jacket off.
She's
getting serious. She's getting serious.
Here we go.
How do we keep Kelsie on track? Keep her moving forward.
All right. This is what I do. So Kelsie and I actually met several years ago.
Okay.
And
where did you meet?
At Dos Santos.
What is that?
A taco bar down in Flower Springs through a mutual friend.
I like tacos.
And she walked in and she was just hilarious. I'm like, oh my God, this is like the funniest
Her energy,
woman.
her light was just bright.
And she was doing like this really funny voice when she would talk. And I'm like, oh my God, this chick is unreal. She needs to have a stand up. So we hung out that night and then stayed connected on Instagram, but never like hung out after.
Well, we had one mutual friend who didn't live there.
Yeah.
And so we had met at this lunch, and she was so funny, and our energy, we were just like cracking each other up, but we didn't have any ties to each other. So it's like,
so we're
hey, like you were funny. Do you want to hang out?
Like, I'm just going to stalk your life. And so one day she posts like a video of her drinking a margarita, and I'm like laying on my couch in a cute dress, like wanting to do something. And I'm like, do you want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, let's hang out.
Oh, I had an open house and no one came because it was snowy.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I'll just go take myself for margaritas because that was the fail.
And so we went to this bar and we hung out and like felt like we've known each other our whole lives, have been inseparable.
I feel like you have known each other your whole lives.
Ever since, asked if we were sisters, but it was really quite sweet because after we met, about 1 or 2 weeks later, Kelsie goes, I closed so many houses. After we met.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So good luck.
The energy. I feel like and she builds me. She's like, you are amazing. You're gonna cry. And I left that like getting drinks with her, and I was like, I am great.
Yeah. She's like, I'm like,
you need a friend like that, right?
Yeah. And so we've just kind of been each other's like hype women since then.
Can we be friends?
Yeah.
Can you put some of that energy on me, please?
It's amazing.
Put it on me. Put it on me.
I'll try my best.
Well, she does marketing and she builds brands, and she started a marketing company. And so I feel like that's what she does, is she gets people excited about a brand.
Yeah.
And she does that in her personal life.
What's the name of your company?
It's called We Have a Cat.
All right.
Marketing.
Do you have a cat?
I have 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's the logo is an actual cat on a rocket holding a flag of a cat.
What are your cat's names?
I have Vice, which is short for Vice Chairman Meow.
Okay. Not Miami Vice?
No.
Okay.
I have Walter.
Okay, I like Walter.
Okay. And
what color is Walter?
Walter is white with brown spots.
Right.
I was real excited to get a male cat because they have like really big heads. They're kind of more lion-esque. And Walter's the opposite. He has a tiny head and a huge body, and his like
He's kind of fat.
little flab is touching the ground. And then I have...
Poor Walter.
He's a baby, though.
Yeah.
And then I have Marjorie.
Okay, Marjorie.
Yep, I like to name most of my cats after old people.
Okay.
And I do have a dog named Nelson.
Nelson.
What kind of dog is Nelson?
He's a Cocker Spaniel.
All right.
He's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's the
My
cutest.
son's called him Nelsie.
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah, I lost my job from 10 years. I had a job, worked for a company for 10 years, lost my job, and my daughter and I went and adopted a dog.
It's amazing.
We need a dog.
Yeah, we need a dog. So
That's amazing. And then you opened your own business.
And then I did. I decided
and you
that
never turned back.
I didn't want anybody else controlling my fate or having that in their hands.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And so I have a business partner who really believed in me. And so we launched it together.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love the story.
And so, and was trying to hire Kelsie.
Everybody wants me, guys. I know I tried to dabble with it for 1 second, and then I'm like, I
Wasn't
can't.
a good fit.
I would have. It was great. I
She's too
loved
busy.
it, but I really feel like real estate is one of those things that you have to put your all into.
Yeah.
People that do it part time. I see how it looks like it can be a part-time job, but you're really going to miss out on a huge part of the market if you're not putting your full energy into it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I had to
And you're just blowing up too.
Yeah.
So it was
thanks.
like, yeah.
So let's go back to first-time home buyers.
Yep.
Maybe trying to time the market. What I think or what I see happening is this. If we see lower rates in the spring,
Yeah.
the housing market is definitely going to pick up, right?
Yeah.
It's going to become more of a seller's market
Yeah.
than it is right now. You indicated that the market has softened down in the Springs, which it has up here in Denver as well. But now's the time, in my opinion, for first-time home buyers to take advantage. Stop thinking you got to save money for a down payment. Take advantage of the 100% purchase product and get into homeownership now.
I totally agree.
You can always refinance next year if we see lower interest rates, but it's less competitive now.
I totally
And you're going to
agree.
get a better deal now than you're going to get possibly next August or September.
I totally agree with
Right?
that. And I'm so passionate about this. This is why I do what I do. I always, like, growing up, we always wanted to buy a house. That was our goal. My dad was military, so we moved every 2 years. And the thought process back then was like, you can't buy a house if you're in the military because you're going to move.
Right.
Now we know that doesn't make sense.
Right.
But we always wanted to buy. And so when I got on my own, my first thing I wanted to do was buy a house. And I bought my first house a little over 10 years ago. And
Nice. Were you like 15?
yeah, I was actually 13. Thank you.
You just got your scooter permit?
Yeah, it was just me on my
Still got your
scooter.
driver permit?
Yeah, I had no money.
What in the world?
Yeah, exactly. But I bought that house with the first time home buyers program.
Yeah.
I bought that with my now ex-husband, but he actually had no credit score at all. He had never used credit, and so he didn't exist at all. And we had he didn't exist, and we had a loan officer that knew these little tricks. 30 days later, he was almost to a 700 credit score because he taught us how to build his credit quickly. We were able to buy that house. We sold it 2 years later. I think I made like $70K off of that.
It's incredible.
Incredible. I used that for my down payment on my next house, sold that 2 years later, used that for my next house. And now my house right now has gone up almost $300K in equity in 4 years. I know, right? It has changed my life. I didn't come from money. I didn't know how any of this stuff worked, but real estate has been the thing that's really put me to that next level. And I want to teach people that. People don't know these things.
Yeah.
And so having like a lender that can share, hey, these are those little tricks. Or an agent that can show you, hey, this would be a great property. It might not be your dream house. You just have to get started.
Yeah.
You're paying 100% interest renting.
Right.
Like that's throwing away.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I feel
Roxy.
like people who would be listening, you had said something, and I'm like, well, how would you do that? So you said something along the lines of like, you don't need to have a down payment.
That's right.
Like, why? Like what? How?
Well, there's I have 100% loan to value, so 0% down purchase product. So they don't have to come to the table with a down payment. And we can actually structure the loan. The realtor can structure the purchase contract where the seller's paying closing costs. So not only do they have to not bring any money for a down payment, but they don't need any money for closing costs as well.
Wow.
So they can get into the property with virtually no money down at all. No money to the table.
All of my deals I've done this year have had all of their closing costs covered with seller concessions.
That's awesome.
And with the housing market softening, from the real estate side or realtor side, it's easier to negotiate the seller paying closing costs, right? If the market shifts next year, if we see lower interest rates, it's going to be a hotter market. The sellers are going to be like, I don't have to pay closing costs. Right. I've got 8 offers. I don't have to. I don't have to contribute for closing costs. Now's the time to get into home ownership if you're a first-time home buyer, because the realtor can negotiate a better deal for you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And then later down the road, if we see some lower interest rates, we can structure that refinance as a no-cost refinance. Maybe slide them into a 0.5% or a full percent lower in interest rate at a no cost.
I think this is huge to know, because I feel like our generation specifically, I mean, you look at our parents, and the housing market went up from the median income by 300 or 400%. And so I think there's a lot of people who are feeling like they can't get into a home. That's not even an option anymore. Yeah. So that's really good information.
So I wanted to ask Foxy Roxy, are you a homeowner?
I love the Foxy Roxy. You're really boosting my ego over here.
Well,
especially sitting next to this one. I am not a homeowner. I have been renting for 3 years. Yeah. I have this quaint little home.
The Lello house.
The Lello house. Would love to purchase it at one point and remodel it, but
we have bank statement programs available for self-employed individuals, which is very popular, right? Yeah. A lot of self-employed individuals don't report a lot of taxable income to the IRS, so it's tough for us to qualify for a mortgage. So we have bank statement programs. We have stated income, no doc, available. Just got to, have that down payment, that 10, 20%. Good credit scores. Sounds like Kelsey's got some little tricks to the trade as far as getting your scores higher or up. And I also, can give you some advice as well too. But
so one time I did get hired by Roxanne.
Nice.
You got hired. Well, I wasn't by me. I was dating a
scam artist
person.
A scammer?
We're not even call him a man. Okay, I was dating a person who wanted to buy a home. Okay, he had $2.3 million cash to buy a house.
So he said?
So he said.
What a find.
And I was like, that's amazing. You have to hire my friend Kelsie.
Yeah.
There is no
He's a cash buyer.
Yeah, if you don't hire her, there's going to be consequences.
We're not dating anymore.
Yeah. Say that.
You see this body? You won't be seeing it anymore.
She literally did say that.
And we'll call him Boyfriend X. Let's refer to him as that.
Yeah, I think my friend... Nope, I'm not going to say that. It would give me a bad rep. Boyfriend X... Oh, God, does he even deserve that title? Person X.
Person X, okay.
So we're looking at homes, beautiful homes in Denver. Like
Wash Park,
gorgeous homes up here. Yes, these gorgeous homes. And every home, there was something wrong with it, which I get when you're spending that much money. But there are some that we came across. I was like, you can't pass this up. And also,
this
I'm like,
is a beautiful home.
Kelsie has a goal. We got to get her to this goal. And so you're a cash buyer, perfect. And he was like, I don't think we could use Kelsie. And and so all of a sudden, all these things kind of kept coming up.
Yeah.
I had some questions because I think another part of being an agent is being able to read people.
Sure.
And it's always interesting with a couple dynamic, right? Yeah. Where they're, maybe the woman wants something, the man wants something else.
I wasn't moving in with him. We were
but you were having a say in things.
I was getting to look at homes and
but it raises some red flag for me in any relationship dynamic when someone has a problem with every single thing of every house. Yeah. So it tells me are you nervous about the money? Are you nervous about the economy? Yeah. What else is going on in your head besides just houses if something is always a problem?
Oh yeah, and you said a great thing because I was like, he didn't like the curb appeal of this one home, which was brick and gorgeous. She's like, well, you paint it. She was coming up with all of these reasons on how you can still, make it
just nothing
home of your dreams.
Nothing was going to work.
It turns out he had no money because he had no job.
He's unemployed.
Yeah, unemployed.
What was the motivation to throw this? I got
to get Roxanne, I think.
Foxy Roxy, huh?
I would like to know that too. I did some digging. We'll keep that quiet. But yeah.
Also, why, as an agent, we need proof of funds before we see houses.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Or a date.
Right.
Or a date. Like, we want to see tax returns on Roxanne's next date.
Yes. Yeah. Like, what a waste of those time.
We'll use a bank statement program on.
Right.
12 months bank statements.
Yes,
right?
12 months bank statements.
We need to know if you qualify or not.
Yeah. I need to go to your fucking office.
Well, there is that, what,
need to know it exists.
millionaires.com site. You can, I supposedly they're millionaires, right?
Well, have you seen this?
I haven't. I don't.
We don't
I
recommend
don't
that
search
one.
for guys, but their tools, they're probably faking.
So we don't want to work with Roxanne in real estate anymore.
Yeah, I got
You're
it.
out. Foxy Roxy's out.
The thing we learned is, and on my end, I felt bad for all those realtors that were taking their time to show home, thinking this guy's going to pay 2.3 in cash. Like, could you imagine? They're like,
wasted your friend's time. You wasted your time too.
Yeah. And we didn't even get Kelsie out there. We wasted
Because the NAR changes by your agency. Yeah. It's actually been a huge help for me. I think that's totally changed my success. Yeah. It's actually been amazing for me because I feel like my brokerage taught me how to navigate it, and I feel really confident with it. So it's actually been a great thing for me.
Yeah.
But here, what blew my mind is in Colorado Springs, I think for the most part, everybody's really sticking to that. I've always had people under agency before I show them houses. That's just how I've always done it. But Roxanne, all of these people were showing her these houses without being under buyer's agency, and person X didn't want to sign a buyer's agency with me, and I'm not showing him houses even if it's my friend. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Is person X friends with you on Instagram and Facebook?
We got blocked.
You did?
Both
because
of us.
it would just.
I don't know why me.
Maybe person X would see this podcast. That would be funny.
X seems like he gets around on the gram though.
Funny. Because you're like, oh, that's me. Oh, man, those guys are trashing me. That's my story. I'm a loser.
So he is blocked. He happened come across two women that almost went on dates with him. And out of
saved their lives.
Saved their lives.
Yeah. So it seems like he is on the gram, though, scrolling. So
yeah.
Kelsie, I liked what you had to say in regards to understanding how to use the real estate industry as a tool to build wealth.
Oh,
I mean, I think that was magical. I was listening to you, drew me in because I was like, she's so right.
I am so passionate about this
for your own self.
Yes,
to build wealth.
So that's actually the reason I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
That's the reason I got started in real estate. I did not know how passionate and excited I was going to be about it. I actually completely love helping people, and helping them get into houses is something that gets me up in the morning. I mean, I'm crying at closings with people because it is such a soul thing for me. But I originally got started not to be a great agent because I wanted to buy real estate. Right. So anything that I was making in real estate, I was putting aside so that I could buy real estate because I want to build generational wealth.
Incredible.
I don't think that, you can do that just by being a successful agent, but I think it is hard to just live off of that. I think that I want mailbox money. That's what I call it. Mailbox money. I want that rent coming in every month. I'm really passionate about people that can get into multifamily housing units. Yeah. Anything from 2 to 4 units, living in one side owner occupied, renting out those other units, having that pay your mortgage, using that income to buy your next house. It builds and builds and builds. And something I've found that is frustrating is financial advisors. They typically don't make money advising people to buy real estate. Right. So I interviewed quite a few different financial advisors when I was looking for that, and nobody was touching on real estate. And they're like, well, I don't know if it just doesn't make sense. So I had to look into it. Okay, why is nobody, as a real estate agent, is this actually a bad move? Because I don't want to lead people the wrong way. And through some digging, I realized that most people aren't getting any kickbacks. They're not making any money from you buying real estate as financial advisors. So that passion isn't there. Getting people on your side as a financial advisor who make money off of your net worth is a lot more beneficial as far as how does real estate work into that. But I really think that it's completely life-changing for people if they can learn how to do this. And here's the thing, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is what I learned. I'm like, people have been doing this forever. I don't know everything, and I don't need to know everything. Right. There are people that have done it. Let me tap into
ChatGPT.
Let me, like you've been doing this since, what was it, 65 years ago?
Something like that. I've been on Social Security for a couple years now. So yeah, 65 years. You're exactly right. Thanks, Kelsie. I appreciate that. Back to Foxy Roxy. No, listen, the fact that you're willing and able to teach and show these first-time home buyers how to buy a duplex, rent out the other side, build wealth with through real estate is amazing to me, right? Yeah. And that helps build your client base as well, because when you help somebody do that and it works and they're coming back to you to upgrade or buy another unit, they're like, oh my God, I love Kelly. This actually worked. We're actually building wealth. And I think that's what you're saying. Yeah. The passion you have and what you get out of it is helping people, showing them how to build wealth through real estate. And then it works. Yes. And they come back to you and you're like.
And it's doable. Right? It really, it's not something that you have to have $3 million in the bank to do. Like, it is so doable.
I just laughed at the 65 and comment. Kelsie, tell us how to find you.
Instagram at Realtor Kelsie, really tough one. Yeah. Or my website is listedincolorado.com. So reach out to me. I work on an amazing team with a lot of people that, we're always excited and ready to help and get this thing going.
Thank you. Yeah. Foxy Roxy.
We have a cat marketing. You would find me by Instagram, Roxanne Simon, or just emailing me at roxanne@moxie.marketing.
I love it.
Yeah. How do we find you?
Yeah. Find me at thehomeloanarranger.com. Or the retirement home.
We don't change diapers.
If you need to sell your house to move into it, let me know.
There's a retirement apartment complex by this grocery store near where I live, and it's 55 and plus. And I'm like,
perfect.
And I'm 54.
Well, let's get you in there.
54.
Yeah.
Where's
your house?
1 year.
Right.
That's right by Wellshire Golf Course. What'd she say?
Kelsie. Oh, those houses are.
What'd she say?
Yeah, we're getting. Okay. Do you want to go to dinner later?
Yes. Yeah, I've got 2.5 million in cash.
3.
Oh,
2.3.
So unique.
Hold on. I've got 3 million in cash.
No, the kids are doing this now.